Never-Ending Chain by Dragon Translator. Chapter 51. I see who you really are. Hiccup frowned. That actually poses a question about the others. What about the Great Hall? Astrid said, walking over and placing her hand atop his left knee. It would comfortably fit them, and the changelings, if they stay. Hiccup looked down at her, proud that she had picked up on his thoughts, and was quick to find a solution. God. He loved her. He smiled, though everything inside him felt like dying. He knew he did not want to lose anything or anyone due to what his soul housed. But he remembered how upset she had been before he ordered her and Stormfly to take the caged Speedstinger chief off the island. He knew she was upset over the power in his soul housed, and it actually surprised him that she would touch him as she did. Her holding earlier he had dismissed as securing herself, so she did not fall off toothless. That she hugged him when she learned his father was better, only the reaction anyone would give another. He felt the thing within him snarl, but he ignored it. He knew he would let her go if she asked, and he was certain she would. The dragons did not feel he was a monster. They still called him Alpha. Hiccup still was not sure. His voice held the power to make the dragons freeze even if they did not want to. How could that not be? Why would Astrid want to tie her life to that?
Let's go see if Dad will be okay with all of them staying in there,
he said, pulling his mind from those thoughts. The Night Furies and Changelings still needed a place to sleep. That was more important.
That way they can all settle and sleep.
You were speaking of finding us a place to sleep? The non-mated female asked.
Yeah, Hiccup said. We had thought to ask if we could just stay in the cave the Speedstingers were in,
the male said.
Hiccup grunted. You're Toothless's older brother, he said. That cave is a half a day's walk from the village. Wouldn't you rather stay near so you can talk to Toothless and catch up with him? The Great Hall is big enough. You can find a good place to sleep and it's warm. I don't really want any dragon to have to sleep outside. It's winter for Thor's sake.
Toothless's sister-in-law chuckled. She patted over and rubbed her cheek against Hiccup's right leg. Hiccup waited until she looked up at him before holding out his hand and turning his gaze. He heard a soft coo and then felt warm scales press into his palm. He turned back, scratching the female's nose. She purred. Hiccup smiled, and this time it was not forced. He saw not only her, but the day he and Toothless first did this. It had been a spur-of-the-moment thing for him. Something his gut screamed was the right gesture. He never would have believed it would have led to this moment. I get the feeling you still fear the power of your voice, and you still, somewhere deep, fear you are the monster you killed, she said. Others have stated you are not. I will join them. A nest is the reflection of its leader. I have heard that my entire life from the elders of my nest. The female lifted her head and pointed it towards Berk. I saw a nest band together and work with humans. Something I never thought possible. And non-nest dragons fend off an invasion. I saw a human stop a dragon. Not because she wished the dragon harm, but because she saw the dragon was in pain and wanted to help him. I saw an alpha who thinks he's a monster sit and reassure hatchlings and younglings because they were afraid. I saw dragons unwilling to leave members of their nest because they were worried. I saw that same human alpha reassure them and not dismiss their concerns. I see your nest, human alpha, and I see who you truly are. Her green gaze focused upon her mate. Hiccup saw him nod. The female cooed, then looked back up to Hiccup. And if the young I carry shows a claw's worth of the honour you hold, then I will be a proud mother. Hiccup felt Toothless jerk. He looked down to find the dragon staring at his older brother. The male tipped his head.
That is why I flew ahead to verify the Glow Eater's statement. I had to make sure this was a place of peace. It's our first. We found out and aborted our travels to return to the nest and tell Mother and Father.
Toothless cooed and bounced slightly. Hiccup noted Astrid did not move and did not lift her hand from his knee. If anything, Toothless's bouncing caused her to grip it more. While he normally did not want others to grab his left leg, he found he never minded Astrid's touch. Hiccup focused on Toothless's brother before his mind went down paths that became frequent since he told Astrid he loved her, and she returned his love. Right now, they were highly inappropriate, and from the fact she was so upset earlier, not likely to ever happen.
Congratulations,
he told Toothless's brother before turning to the female and smiling.
You too,
he added, continuing to scratch her nose. The female purred before lifting her nose and stepping away. Toothless stepped back so he could nuzzle her without having to turn and move Astrid. Hiccup found himself shocked that Astrid followed and still kept her hand upon his knee. Hiccup's attention, though, rested upon Toothless's brother as he moved around his mate, who shifted to give him room and nuzzled against Hiccup's right leg. Hiccup looked down at him, blinking.
Wind streakers explore until we find an urge to settle and raise a family. But even with our travels, we always return to our home nest many times, within a complete turn of the seasons. When the one you call Toothless failed to show for a ritual he always loved to be at, we knew something was wrong. Myself and my sister turned our wanderings into searches for him. I met my mate on one of these searches. In a way, I have that fallen queen and you to thank for that. Hearing my brother's story, I would thank her by flaming her, but with you?
The male paused, then nuzzled Hiccup's leg again.
Thank you for saving my brother. Thank you for giving him back the skies. You are as much an uncle to my hatchling as he is, little brother.
Hiccup's eyes widened, and he slowly lifted his hand. The male gave him no chance to turn his gaze. Hiccup smiled and scratched the Night Fury's nose. The male cooed.
May I give you all names? Hiccup asked. All three of you are welcome to remain as long as you like, and even if you leave, you can return and rest here whenever. You can even bring anyone here that you trust, and no won't harm the nest.
Hiccup paused and shrugged.
Names would help me keep straight who is who. You don't have to accept one if you don't want it,
he added quickly. The male cooed again.
I would be honoured to carry a name you have chosen,
he said. As would I, his mate had added. So would I, the non-mated female asked, stepping over to stand in front of Toothless. Hiccup smiled.
I'll think up some and ask some others who have named several dragons if they have any ideas. You can choose the one you like best.
You would let us choose? The non-mated female asked, tilting her head. Hiccup felt Toothless tense for a heartbeat, but when his dragon brother did not do anything else, Hiccup dismissed it and focused upon the female.
It's your name, he said. You have a right to pick what it is.
More evidence you are not the monster you fear you are. A monster would not care about the thoughts and opinions of those around them. Hiccup rubbed the back of his neck. Everyone's words were resting in his mind, but he still felt weary. Every time he began to agree, he would see those dragons freezing again after he spoke, and he would doubt. He glanced skyward and frowned.
We should get back. It's getting really dark.
End of chapter. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed this one. I love it. Oh, Hiccup's brother called him little brother. That's so sweet. And I like that they're becoming a bigger family. You guys know how much I love the found family dynamic, and this is just gorgeous. Anyway, you guys know the drill. Like, comment and subscribe, and hit that bell to get notified for whenever I upload a new video. Have a good day, night, or whatever time zone you're in. Bye my guys, gals, and albino pals. I'll see you in another video. Take care.